Well, it's almost the end of November and the beginning of December, and obviously I can't open up these hives. I do check the shim with a LED flashlight that fits in that hole, and I check for bees. But take a quick look. Yeah, see, there's this one here. I may have to give them another medium of honey because they're so large. I'm worried that they may run out of honey. But let me show you what I do with colonies that I feel aren't large enough to winter outside. Because when I look at them out here, if I can't see them in that shim, and I determine they're too small to be out in the cold, I will bring them. Let's take a look at this here. I just got some windows a couple months ago, and I had bees here, and I put them in the windows as soon as I got the windows in. So I will finish the siding next summer. But anyway, see, there's windows there, and I put blankets over them, keep the heat in the room. When these bees fly, I will take these blankets off on the days those bees fly. Let those bees out. Now I think I have 3 of Foley's queens left. I did a lot of splitting last summer, and Foley's queens seem to take the longest to come back after a split. 3 days ago I did a video and I powdered this colony here. This is one of my queens that I produced, and in her first colony, after she got mated, she was being bald. So I took her out, stuck her in another colony, and she started laying right away, and she seemed to do really well last summer. And then I used the formic acid. At the end of September, I put that in the hives. And like they say on the papers you get with this, you're going to have super seizures of queens because it is hard on bees. I lost 10% of my queens while this was in the hives. And then I took this out after about 18 days. I didn't go the full 20 because it was starting to get cold. I wanted to take this out, and then I put sugar in. But I didn't have enough time. It wasn't warm enough to really inspect the hives anytime after that. So this queen here could have died after I took out that formic acid. And this is according to my notes, this is one of Foley's queens. And I've opened it up this far, and they're not making any noise. They act like they have a queen. So let's see if I can find that queen. He marks his queens, and I think I'm going to start marking my queens next year. During the summer, I don't have a hard time finding queens, but during the fall, when things aren't normal and the queen's not laying, especially 3 days ago when I powdered that hive there, it was impossible to find the queens, and I would say that there was no queen in there because I killed less than 10 bees. I swept the floor, checked every dead bee that I cleaned up off the floor. This is one of the nicer colonies from Foley's Russian bees. The rest of them have all been mean. And it's hard to work with mean bees. I don't like wearing a veil. It interferes with my eyesight. These bees are actually quite nice. It's really surprising. And I am looking for that queen. I put them up against the door here where the windows are because I want them to go up against the windows and the door so it makes them easier to clean up later. And this is about the only way during the wintertime when it's cold out and there's snow on the ground that you could actually inspect the hive. And see how nice they're being? Which is really unusual for Russian bees. But once you kill one, they're not going to be nice to you anymore. So your goal is to inspect the hive as gentle as possible without killing a bee. They can sting right through my gloves, but I to wear my gloves when there's a chance they could be aggressive, because I don't really want them to realize that that is me. I got sugar in my gloves, so hopefully they'll think I'm a piece of sugar. Oh, I haven't seen that queen yet. What I'm looking for is, I'm looking for a queen in a small colony, because I thought maybe, well, I could combine that one with this one here and put them back outside. I could do that. And I thought when the bees were all over from this hive that I would put them in jars and divide them up amongst some small colonies. I have, this one right here had a mated queen in September, so she didn't get much time to grow. And this one here, the queen died when I had the formic acid in it, and they managed to produce a new queen. Of the two that died while the formic acid was in, I only had one produce a new queen. 2 years ago when I did breeding of Italian queens, I was getting 2 out of 3 mated queens. This last summer, with mostly Foley's Russian bees, I was lucky to get 1 out of 3. I do have some other Italians that I was mating to, but I didn't have very many left from the packages that I got last year to put in to insert Foley's Russian queens in. So most of them last summer were Russian, and I don't know if it had anything to do with them being Russian queens. I only had 1 out of 3. So anyway, so far I haven't found. If the bees get riled up, sometimes I just step back and give them a few minutes to calm down. Yeah. You would think that I would be able to find a queen in here. She should have yellow markings on her. Well, anyway, this is how I do it during the winter. Because I breed my own queens all through summer, they don't really get a chance to get full size, and this is the only way you can do stuff like that. You have to have a warm place. It's like 50 degrees in here, so that's about the only way you can do what I do. Okay, thank you. I know I say a lot of things about Foley's queens that aren't good, and most of it's true. Well, all of it's true actually. I have them live, but I just want to say I'm really surprised this queen here is still alive. I only have 3 left out of 46 that were shipped to me during 2017, and I don't want anything bad to happen to the queens I got from Foley. I love all my queens, including the ones that came from Foley. I just haven't had any good luck with his queens. The rate they lay or the fact that they die. And they're not resistant to mites. The colonies that they produce aren't resistant to mites at all. So anyway, this queen is still doing well, and the colony is larger than I thought it would be. Well, obviously I had trouble with my video recorder again. I'm using a Hitachi mini DVD camera. Most of the time I don't have trouble with it, but it's been giving me trouble, and when you're doing this stuff you don't have a second chance to do it over again. So anyway, I'm doing a recording of a recording, so sorry for the quality of the video. Thank you.